talk to Malcolm Penn, an industry expert and analyst. Malcolm, good to see you. Welcome. President-elect Trump has criticized the CHIPS Act, suggesting high tariffs on imported chips instead of federal incentives. I mean, how might chip tariffs impact, for example, the car industry?
Yeah, well, I think the thing about the CHIPS Act is it was designed to encourage manufacturers to build factories back in the United States. That takes a long time. So you can understand why Mr. Trump doesn't like that, because it will be the next president that gets the benefit of that rather than him. Whereas tariffs are an instant effect, and that will put the price up of everybody's importing components, and that would then have an immediate impact on the cost of everything that we buy that has electronics in it. And those take immediate effect because nobody keeps any inventory anymore. So the fact is that you put the tariff on it, would be instantly happen and the prices would rise straight away.
Well, let's just drill down into that. If the United States imposes tariffs of up to, let's say, 200% on semiconductor imports, as Mr. Trump has suggested, how might that affect, for example, the cost of vehicle production and ultimately me as the car buyer, the driver?
Yes, well, I think that the semiconductor is anything from around 10% to 30-40% of the cost of a car, depending on whether it's a conventional, a gasoline-driven car or an EV car. And so it is a big part of the overall cost. Now, the actual chip value in that there is probably half that amount. But anyway, that's still a big amount. So if you suddenly add 200% of the cost of the chip, that effectively makes the chip 3 times the price that it currently is. And that would affect the cost of manufacture by a minimum of 10% and probably could be as high as 20%.
My first Mini probably didn't have any chips at all. Is that the way ahead? No chips in these cars? Make it simple?
No, it's quite the opposite. I mean, chips are now computers on wheels. So, I mean, it used to be an engine and a gearbox and everything else. Now it's a chip with 4 wheels and a steering wheel.
Malcolm, good to see you, and thank you so much for that. Malcolm Penn, the industry expert and analyst on chips.